Salutations, hello, hi. Welcome to another Plus One Daily. And I clean my glasses. You have to excuse me, it is like 1,000 degrees in my house today. And I don't know what's wrong with the air conditioner, but it's not cooling down here, so I might be a little glossy today. What's going on, Kevin? Welcome. So I have my rag here because it's like 1,000 degrees down here. So I'll try my best to make sure that I don't annoy you guys too much. Anyways, what's going on, Leone? How you doing? So yeah, we're Thursday. It is what is it, the 16th? The 16th of June 2016. What's going on, Boris? Candace, hello. That's kind of what it feels like here, Boris. Very nice, 38, beautiful, perfect weather, if you're in Vegas. So yeah, it's, we're definitely into the, almost a full week here at YouTube, and so far it's been pretty cool. Been enjoying it, hope you guys have as well, and there's been a few replays of the videos so far, and we're gonna keep going. We're gonna get this channel, bumping, and a lot of people will come to find this place throughout the next couple of weeks as I promote it more. Hopefully you guys get a ton of value from the stuff I'm going to talk about. A lot of the stuff that I am talking about will be kind of a refresher for a lot of you guys that have been here before and have been, hanging out for the past few years, simply because it's important, I think, to have that content. What's going on, Laura? It's important to have that content heard multiple times. So a lot of this stuff, again, might be a refresher for some of you guys. If it is, hope you get some value from it. If it's not and it's new concepts for you guys, hope you guys get a ton of value as well too. So, it's behind me, the 4 types of online marketers that you find. What's really unique about each one of these characteristics of the online marketers is that we each kind of have a little bit of each of them in us. The personality traits kind of lap. They kind of, you graduate from one to the other. So we're going to go through each, and I really want you guys to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each characteristic and then kind of some traits with that characteristic and how we can advertise to those people, how we can cater our advertising and marketing to these people that, again, the 4 different personality types. They may be happy, they may be sad, they may be cautious, they may be grumpy. We're going to go through each of it and dig in, and then hopefully you guys can kind of get a little bit of knowledge base to what someone else's mindset might not be if it's not exactly yours. So and also another thing to ask when I'm going through these things, past, present, future. What happened to their past, what's their present, and what does their future hold for each of these different personality types. So we'll get right into it. Sounds good? Sounds good. Okay. The first one is the grumpy Gusses, right? The first type of person online hates everything. They've been ripped off before. They've lost a lot of money. They have this "it's not fair" attitude. The us versus them mentality. The looking down, like, oh, it's not fair because the gurus make all the money. It's the hate everything crowd. Now, you got to look at the past, present, future of these people. Obviously, there's something going on. It's not just they are not getting results. There's something deeper than that. They're extra cautious with giving money to you. They basically will tell you that everything's a ripoff, and that you see a lot of people online having that attitude. Now, let's be honest. Going back to what I said when I started this show, we all kind of got a little bit of that in each of us. I've been bitter before. I'm sure you guys have. I know that I've screamed and yelled and said it's not fair numerous times when I was getting started online. But we kind of graduate from that once we let the baggage go. So a few things, if you find a grumpy Gus in your downline, if you find one of the "it's not fair" brigades in your downline or your network or someone you refer, one of your affiliates, few things that'll really help you kind of get across to them more and embrace them a little bit more. The one thing you got to understand is that they're very cautious. They've been taken before. They're bitter. They don't trust the marketer. They really feel like everything's out to get them. They feel the whole world is against them. So they're very cautious. So that means you have to have some patience with people. You need to encourage them. You need to get them to take more risks and more chances. But you really need to you have to have patience with them. It's really important also for these type of people. Listen to them. Don't pitch everything. Don't pitch the world. Listen to them. This is a huge nugget. They've been pitched before, and this is why they might be a grumpy Gus. This is why they might be someone who hates everything, because they've been taken. So it's really important that when you're developing relationships with these type of people, you listen to them. You really break it and listen to them. Don't pitch them. And again, coming back to patience, this is the key. You got to have patience with these people. They're going to be bitter. They're going to be angry. But some of these people, some of these grumpy Gusses and hate everything, become some of them. I was a grumpy Gus. I hated everything when I got started. But some of these people, when you take time with your time with them, you handhold a little bit, not all the time, but you really embrace them and make sure that they're there to grow with you. They could turn to be very powerful allies and affiliates for your business. So the first type, again, is the hate everything grumpy Gus. The second one is kind of a graduation from the grumpy Gus. It's the cautious marketer. It's the one that might, spend a couple bucks here and there, but they really don't want to go all in on something. They've been ripped off before. They've been hurt. They feel like they've been taken advantage of. They're really cautious when it comes to investing all in on things. Now, you might have a $5 product or a $10 a month product that they'll go, okay, yeah. But, looking at them to like follow a pizza plan type of game plan, they won't do it because they feel they've been taken, and a lot of the internet stuff out there is scammy and scummy. So they have this fear of taking chances, this fear of jumping in on something. You got to encourage these people, again, kind of similar to the grumpy Gus, but these type of people, they actually take some chances. The grumpy Gusses they're grumpy, let's be honest. But the cautious marketer, they will step forward. They might take 2 steps back, but they do progress. They do take chances. They do invest in their business. They do invest in themselves. So if you're encouraging them, you encourage them, you embrace that. You give them high fives. You totally surround them with positivity. Now, it doesn't mean you don't need to be Mr. Fake. You don't need, oh yeah, you're doing a great job, even though they're sucking. Just be there for them. Encourage them. It's really important. Another thing is that, like I said, they're slow to take risks. So what does that mean? That means that, like I said, they will step out of their comfort zone every now and again, but they're in a bubble. They're really in a bubble. They're comfortable in their bubble. They don't really want to hear too much outside of that bubble because it kind of challenges, right? Like it kind of challenges what they believe, what they're comfortable with. A little bit of change, they're not a big fan of. So these type of people, the cautious, grumpy Gusses, we'll call them cautious Cathys. How about that? We'll call them cautious Cathys. I hope someone's writing this down because these are some pretty witty. Yeah, just joking. Anyway, so the cautious marketer, or the cautious Cathy, the grumpy Gus, both of these people, they need patience, they need encouragement, they need to be shown that the best investment they can make is investing in themselves. Huge nuggets. The third type of person, and this is everybody's favorite, the slot machine marketer. Now, I came up with this term slot machine marketer, almost 2 decades ago, because this is what I saw online and saw it, lived through it, did it myself. What is a slot machine marketer? Well, think of a casino. And you're walking through a casino and you see these people sitting behind the casinos and they're just pumping coins and dollars into these machines, pulling the handle, hoping that they're going to strike it rich. They're really thinking they're going to hit it rich and it's not a big investment. You know, they're not going to the the high limits poker table. They're spending $5 at a machine. They're spending $20 at a machine. Sammy Slot. Yeah, exactly, Kent. Perfect. They're not investing their life savings at each machine. They're putting $20 in, pulling the handle. Oh, I didn't win. I'll go to the next machine. $20 in, pull the handle to the next machine, with the hopes that next $20 they put in the machine to pull the handle, they'll make it rich. Where do we see this online? Well, we see this in two fronts. One, the pricing of a lot of these programs, and second, the programs that exist. You see a lot of these get-rich-quick schemes come on for like $20 or less a month, and a lot of these things have some huge cycler randomizer scammy pay structure to them, and they're never like $100. You'll notice the pricing of these things. They're never $100. They're like $20, $50. They're not. They're money, but it's not like you're investing $1,000 to get involved in an online opportunity. You're spending $20. So these marketers, these guys that own these programs, know who they're catering to. They're catering to the person with that slot machine marketing mentality. I'm just gonna put $20 in, pull the handle, and ta-da! Oh, I didn't win? Damn, I'll try the next one. And these scummy program owners set up program after program after program, knowing that they'll rinse and repeat each and every time, because these slot machine marketers are addicted to the launches, they're addicted to the quick cash, they're addicted to the gambling side of it, because it is a gamble when you're dropping money all the time hoping to get rich. They cater to these people. So these people... There's slot machine marketers, there's one thing that they're obviously very good at, and that's taking risks. They'll throw money everywhere. Might not be the best game plan for that money, but let's be honest, compared to the hate everything Grumpy Gus and the cautious Cathys, right? The slot machine marketer will at least spend some money. Not always the best places, but at least they take that risk. So you're starting to see a graduation from the hate everything to the slot machine. There's good and bad that comes along with each. But once you get here, you realize that these people, they're okay with taking risk. They're okay with taking risks. And what you need to do is you need to encourage that and keep building on the fact that they are taking risks, but let's break it down. Let's focus. Let's get them to focus on the things that matter. Remember yesterday when we talked about that formula, the formula of focus to attention equal focus, to authority. That means that you need to focus on the small things to make a bigger brand. So if you take these people, these slot machine marketers, and get them to focus on stuff instead of throwing money everywhere, right? Now you're starting to develop a solid potential internet marketer, an online marketer that does take the risks, but now instead of throwing money everywhere, they're focused. They're focusing on a few programs, on building their personal brand over time. Now they start graduating into the fourth kind of personality trait, and that is the future seeker, the open to trying things, the true entrepreneur. Open Owen. How about we call him that? Open Owen? I don't know. I'm trying to be witty, man. I need someone else to come up with something for that, because Open Owen sounds really bad. But you come to this entrepreneur now that might have been bit before. They might have been the Grumpy Gus. They might have been the cautious Kathy. They know that there's people out there that are scummy, that are trying to take advantage of the slot machine marketer and just get their money. But they're okay with taking risks, because they know that all the effort that they're putting into something today has huge payoff down the road. They understand this, and they're okay with it. They're okay. Future Frank, I like it. James, I love it, man. Future Frank, there you go. They're okay with taking those chances because of the potential payoff down the road. They do. There's a few character traits of these people. They're okay with investing in themselves. They're okay with getting paid later. Pay now to play later. That type of mentality. They're great with embracing community. They worry about the things that really help their business: list building, personal branding, networking. They're okay with that kind of stuff. And they're really, really, really focused on the future. So we'll call him Future Frank. I like it. Future Frank is good, James. Not Open Owen. We'll call him Future Frank. And these are the type of people that you should be rewarding, right? You should be rewarding with encouragement, optimism, but just like being there for them to applaud the fact that they're taking these chances. They're taking these risks. They're focused on the future. They're focusing on the payoff down the road. They're paying to play down the road. Sacrificing a few years now so they don't need to ever worry about it down the road. And that's the graduation, right? That's the perfect entrepreneur. But if you'll notice that each one of these character traits can be found in each of us. I mean, this is again some soul searching, but a few years ago I hated everything. I might have been in TimTech and I might have been, Mr. TE guy and stuff like that, but I hated everything. Do you guys remember me from about 5 years ago? I was Grumpy Gus. If anybody challenged me, I was ready to take their head off. That was in me. The cautious Kathy. I was that. I don't know about you guys, but I spent a lot of money when I first got started, and I was like, building lists. I don't know. All these guru guys make all the money. I don't know if I can do that. I'll try it, but that was in me. I guarantee you it was in each of us. It probably still is. The slot machine marketer, guilty as charged. Completely guilty. Fun story, when I first got started online, I started in the late 90s. Okay, so this is another little nugget here for future payoff. I got started in the late 90s in this industry. Like 97, 98, around that. 98, we'll say. And I didn't start making any kind of real income until about 2003. Do the math on that. That's almost 5 years, if not 5 years, of basically being the slot machine marketer. Basically being the guy who spent $20 here, spent $20 there, $20 there, $20 there, and before I know it, I'm in debt, I'm not making any money, I'm totally in the red, I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but something inside me, that future Frank, told me to keep going. And I focused. And when I credit this to a few guys like Rich Taylor, Robert Fortin, Robert Putty, Soren Jordanson, these guys that when I was building my business kind of slapped me around and said, listen, dude, stop trying to be the jack of all trades. Focus on what you're good at. Build your list, build your brand, and do that now so that down the road you'll have huge payouts. And because of that, because of the encouragement that these guys around me, because of the patience they had with me, I became the type of guy, the type of entrepreneur that looks at something that I'm doing today that might pay off down the road. No guarantee. Like, I'm doing these shows now. I'm recording it. There's 18 people watching this live right now. Maybe there's 200 people in a couple of weeks that have watched this recording. I'm doing this now for the people that are live here and they get some value from it, but I'm also paying to play later. I want to put this stuff out there, add value to the market, so that down the road someone goes, yeah, man, this guy's been doing this for years. He might know what he's talking about. I'm going to subscribe to his channel. I'm going to sign up to Rock Responder. I'm going to check out Core 4. I'm going to see what this CTP stuff is all about. I'm going to get into Track.me. That's what I'm going for. I'm paying now to play later. And that, I think, is the graduation of the entrepreneur. I don't have it all figured out. Heavens no, I don't have it all figured out. I'm learning as I'm going. But all of these different traits have built me up to be this type of mentality in an entrepreneur. And I think each of us can find a little bit of the cautious Kathys, the grumpy Gusses, the slot machine marketers. We're all seeing us in these different personality types. And if we encourage them, we embrace them, we applaud them, we fill them with optimism, we're going to see some big stuff down the road from each of us. So thank you guys for coming and rocking with me. I appreciate it. I hope you guys got a lot of value from this session of Plus One Daily. 4 types of online marketers. Be sure just to have patience with each of us. if you've got that future Frank, that potential future Frank in your downline right now, your network, embrace them, encourage them, positive stuff, surround them with that, and you never know what will happen down the road. So thank you guys for coming and rock with me. I will see you guys later, and the video will be up on plus1daily.com shortly. Toodles.